Stefanos, can you tell us a little bit about the match and what was missing today?
I just seemed off. My serve was not working very well today. And against opponents like Taylor, you have to serve well. And I was aware of that during the match. I just couldn't find the rhythm. I am much better than this. And I'm disappointed. I was not able to show my game today. I tried to fight on the second set. It's a good lesson. It's not a happy day for me, but it's a good lesson.
Can you say that it's just a day where you were off and it has nothing to do because it's the first tournament on clay for you after a long season?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, after Australian Open, my results haven't been very good. I haven't played a lot of matches. I think I can count them on my fingers, the amount of matches that I've played, and I'm pretty sure there are less than 6 or 7 since Australian Open. This injury on my shoulder has really, it didn't really give me opportunity to build up on momentum and rhythm. I have been thinking about it, you know, how I could have gained points playing in Acapulco, perhaps playing healthy in Indian Wells and Miami. And these are the tournaments that I was actually aiming for, because these are big tournaments. This can give you a lot of points to add to your confidence and keep building on the race to Turin, which is important for me. I never look at the overall ranking because I don't really care about it. You know, I think race to Turin is the best ranking that you can have your eyes on. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, you know, there are players out there that will play their best to beat me. They know how well I can play on clay, and they're really hungry. And I feel like maybe sometimes they have nothing to lose, so they really play it out there. I don't know if that's an expression, but they play out of their skin. So to get the best a chance to themselves out there. Yeah, I was really looking for a good result today. You know, semifinals is the round that starts giving you a lot of points, and I really wanted that, but unfortunately it didn't go my way.
Stefanos, do you think Fritz has a style of play that can bother anyone on clay, because he's not used to be so good on clay? But
well, it's certainly, I guess, trickier for the Americans playing on red clay. They are not really used to it. But Taylor seemed great out there. He played great tennis. You know, I was kind of surprised how he was able to control the ball so well, because I genuinely think my topspin is pretty heavy. I've heard other people say that, so I don't know. I'm very confident when I see my shot come off the racket like this, and see a person like him control the ball and navigate it down the line, on the line, a few times in a row. So I had to adjust there and change something. Didn't seem like it was working. But anyhow, it is what it is, and I just hope for a good result in the next few weeks, because I want to finish in the top 4 by the end of the year.
Just can you explain a little bit more what you said about the US clay? You think you're right on the camera about US clay. What does it really mean?
My message was that red clay in the US is a unicorn on a skateboard. It doesn't really exist. That was my message. I have had this discussion with a friend of mine recently about clay courts in the US, and we were talking about it, how everything is just promoted through hard courts, everything is played on hard courts, and I'm not some sort of advocate that I want to be going out there promoting red clay, but I would certainly like to see it in more places around the world, maybe Asia as well. I don't know if Asia is big on red clay. I don't think so. I've spoken about how I like the idea of ATP having more tournaments on clay and grass, because these are very good for your body, and I think a lot of players would agree with me on that. We can have longer careers by playing on these surfaces, and that most injuries in fact come from hard courts, and they have a lot of they put a lot of weight on your body when you spend September almost all the way to, what are we now, March? Sorry, April. All the way until April, March, you're playing on hard courts pretty much. Yeah, that was it.
Stefanos, you mentioned the injury on your shoulder. What is the problem? Is it a biomechanical issue, or what's the reason?
There are a few things we don't really know. No one really knows. It's just that I would have never pictured myself dealing with such an injury. It would have been perhaps the last thing that I could think of when it comes in terms of injury in tennis. It's probably the worst injury that I had on the tennis court so far. Well, yeah, my arm generally. I've tried to change a few things in terms of the way I, all these weights. Oh, sorry, all these weights and all these stringing patterns, whatever, to help my arm, because it is important. It's the most important thing for me in the next 15 years. I'm trying my best to keep it as healthy as possible.